Hey guys, it's Logan. So I'm going to record my birth story with MaKara. It was a very, very short labor. Yeah, so we'll just get started now. Okay, so to start, hi, say hi. So anyways, to start, I went in on a Thursday, on a Tuesday, and I was having to do appointments twice a week to have an NST done and just to, get checked out, whatever. And so I went in on a Tuesday. Everything was okay. My blood pressure had started getting pretty high, which it had been for a couple weeks at that point. And I ended up going in on that next Thursday to my second appointment that week. I called that morning. Sorry. I called that morning because I had been having extremely bad dizzy spells. I had a really, really bad headache. I was seeing little spots everywhere. Every symptom of having preeclampsia. So I got there. He checked my blood pressure and it was like what was it? 168 over 98 or I don't know. I don't even remember right now. So I went into the NST test, and during that test, he said that her heart rate was staying too high. It was staying anywhere between like 190, like 170 to 190, which was not, her normal was like 135. And whenever I would have like any type of mild contraction even, it would go up even higher. So he was like, I'm going to check you, but I am going to send you upstairs to be monitored for a while, blah, 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 whatever. So he got me in the room. He ended up checking me. I was already dilated. This was at 34 weeks. I was already dilated to a 3, and I was 70% effaced. And he said, forget this. And they also had me do a urine sample for him. And the little strip came back where it was like, my protein levels were very high. I had done two different 24-hour urine samples by that point. And the first one was fine. The second one, my levels were pretty elevated, but they weren't to the point that they were concerned. So they weren't to the point that they were concerned yet. So they were going to have me do another one starting on my appointment Thursday. Look. This is too big on you. Here. Okay. Anyways, so they were not concerned at all on the other sample. It was still, they said my levels were like right at 300, which is borderline preeclampsia. But he was like, I'm sending you upstairs and you're having this baby today. So of course I'm panicking. Well, my phone at that same time, so I had time to call. I tried calling my husband and he did not answer. So I called my mom and I'm like, it's time, you need to come up here. And I said, and call Zach. And that's all I got out and my phone died. So of course I'm panicking, and I ended up asking one of the nurses or something for a phone charger. Quit. It was mommy. Anyway, so I asked for a phone charger. My mom ended up getting there right as I was getting up to triage.
Barbie.
Is that your Barbie? Yeah.
Barbie.
Okay, well, no. Quit. Leave it alone. Okay, so got up to triage about noon. By 1 o'clock, they had got me all hooked up to the machines. Zach had made it there. My mom was there. My sister came to pick Harper up. I had her with me, of course. So at 1 o'clock is whenever they got me all hooked up to medicine, the pitocin, the magnesium, IV fluids, all of that. Sorry, my throat really hurts. And then at that point I was already dilated to a 4. So obviously I was having contractions, but I could feel the tightness, but up until this point, I thought they were just Braxton Hicks. I didn't think that they were anything that was doing anything because they weren't really painful. They were just kind of uncomfortable. So that was at 1. At about 1:30 or so, the doctor came in and he said, you know, I'm going to come in, I'm going to break your water. Expect the baby to be here by midnight. He, you know, informed us, you know, she'll probably have like a 6-week NICU stay. Possibly longer, possibly shorter. He really didn't know, but he said, plan on staying here until your due date. Which, when she was born, I was 34 weeks and 3 days. So about 6 weeks is what we had left. Harper, come on. Get out from under there. So that was about 1:30. Well, I waited and waited, you know, trying to decide basically when I wanted him to break my water. Anyway, so I was trying to decide when I wanted him to break my water. And he said, you know, when I come in here and break your water, no, I was deciding on when I wanted to get the epidural is what it was. So I was like, you know, we'll just wait until after he breaks my water. Because with Harper, once my water broke, look, come on, go play. Go play. Bye. Anyway, so once they broke my water with Harper, that's when everything kind of started speeding up. And that's whenever I got my epidural with her because, I mean, up until that point, I really wasn't in any pain. So I decided, you know, at 4 o'clock, we'll break my water. You know, no, he said we weren't in a rush.
Mommy.
What?
Ball,
yeah. I had to have a steroid shot for... What? Come on. I had to have a steroid shot for her lungs to develop a little bit more, which I'm very thankful for because... Yeah, just because. Stop! Anyways, I'm very thankful for the steroid shot because it did really, really help, I feel like. I think she would have had a lot more problems if we hadn't have got that. So he came in and broke my water about 4, and still up to this point, I had no pain. 0. Like, was not feeling any contractions. My pitocin was up to, like, 6, I think, at this point. It wasn't very high. But that's the highest it got, was at 6. So... he checked me then, and I was at a 5, and he said, you know, we'll go ahead and call the anesthesiologist, have him get up here to give you your epidural. It'll take about 30 minutes from the time that, you know, they call them, for him to make it up there. And I was like, okay, that's fine, you know, still no pain at all. Yeah, well, little did I know, 30 minutes later at 4:30, she was coming. I was like... I went from having no pain to being in the worst pain of my entire life. I'm not even kidding. I thought I was dying. So the nurse, once I told her, like, she's coming and she's coming now. The anesthesiologist happened to walk in at that same time and he said, and the nurse was checking me at that time too when the anesthesiologist walked in and she said, okay, you're between an 8 and a 9. We'll go ahead and call the doctor, you know, whatever. But she said, keep your legs closed. And that was so hard. Like, trying to keep my knees together was really, really hard. With no medicine, I couldn't get comfortable. Every contraction, I felt like I had to, I don't know. Not had to push, not that I needed to push, but there was just so much pressure. So that was like 4:30. What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you doing laundry? You are? Okay. Anyways, so about 4:40 or so, I don't even know, I couldn't tell you times. The doctor came in and he was like, alright, you're right, it's time. So, I was not able to get an epidural. I had 0 pain medicine. I was not prepared for that whatsoever. And she was coming really, really, really fast. So, she ended up, we pushed her about, I say maybe 5 minutes, and she was here right at 5 o'clock on the dot. She did perfect when she was first born. She was breathing fine, she was alert, she was crying, but they ended up putting her on my chest, and about 2 or 3 minutes into that, her oxygen dropped down, like plummeted down to like 70, and just kept getting lower and lower. So the NICU nurse, of course, came over and she was like, we're gonna have to take her, we're gonna have to go stimulate her and get her warmed up, you know, all the steps, all the different steps that they needed to take. Can you stop? Stop! Okay, sorry, she woke up from her nap. So like I was saying, she came out perfectly fine. She was breathing good anyways, but once they put her on my chest, you know, the nurse came over and she was kind of explaining to us, you know, they've got to take her, this and that. And I was like, that's fine, you know, just do what you got to do. You know, just keep my baby safe, basically, is what I was getting at. So they ended up taking her, and once she was born, I don't know if this is like a thing with preeclampsia or if it just happens to some women, but once the doctor was trying to deliver my placenta, it literally just kept like deteriorating in his hand. So every time he would try to get it out, it would just like, I mean, it was just like shredding in his hands. So he literally was having, this is awful. Harper, get down. Get down. Get down. Boogeyman, come get Harper. You better get down. He's coming. He's gonna come get you. Anyways, so this is awful to say, but he was literally having to dig it out of me. Like, my husband said he literally was like elbow deep trying to scoop it. Get down! Okay, so let's try to finish this. So he was trying to get that out and it took forever, and with having no pain medicine at all, with him having to do that, it was, well, my youngest sister, hey, quit. My youngest sister was out in the lobby with my grandma. The doctor kicked them out of the room when it was time to push. Please stop. And she was on the phone with my middle sister. Stop. Please stop. What? Come here. Come on. Come on. Yeah, look, we're almost done. So she was on the phone with my middle sister, trying to keep her, you know, updated. Well, my middle sister said through the phone she could hear me screaming, and that was like down the hallway, through a door. You're being ugly, and I don't like it. Stop. 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 No. Anyways, so that was awful, to say the least. But she was born, on May 23rd. She was 4 pounds and 12 ounces. She was 18 inches long. And she's a little perfect baby. Huh. She is almost 3 months old now, which is crazy to me. But, we spent 2.5 weeks in the NICU. Our main problem was the feeding. I couldn't get her to latch. I still, till now, couldn't get her to latch. I did exclusively pump, for 8 weeks or so. And then we switched to formula, or we had to start supplementing with formula. And once we started the formula, it was like she couldn't tolerate the breast milk anymore, so it was like it was too rich for her almost. So we have switched completely to formula now. But that is my whole birth story. I will leave some pictures from her NICU stay and just from her birth and stuff at the end of this video. But thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed hearing this birth story. I know it was kind of crazy with Harper. She's being jerky today. But I will see y'all in my next video. Bye guys!